Alright, so we're showing you the Garmin G3X Touch system. So you see here is the PDF display where you start up. Down here you'll have a map that we'll show you a little bit later, but here we'll show you the instruments. We have our airspeed here on the side, ground speed on the bottom, true airspeed is calculated for you on the top here. You have all your V-speeds loaded in here also. The whole thing is an attitude indicator, as you can see. You have your pitch up here. You have your slip skid here on the bottom, in the middle of the screen. Your CDI down here at the bottom, which is not loaded with the GPS at the moment, but you also have your heading bug here that can be controlled. Your turn coordinator is actually on the top of this thing with a pink line that will shoot out when you're actually moving. The altitude's over here shown on the side. Your baro is set down here, and you can adjust that with this knob on the right hand side. This knob doesn't do anything. This one changes your heading. This will pre-select your altitude for you, this larger knob on the left hand side, as you see up here on the top. This, I said, doesn't do anything in this screen specifically, but once you switch screens it starts to have a function. You have up here your COM 2, you go ahead and just click in to change that, and you can also use the knobs once you get to this thing, or you can type it in. I recommend putting your fingers on the side somewhere as you're doing that to type if you want to do that way. You can clear stuff out. We'll just put in something like Raleigh's, and then to switch those you just push on the COM itself. This one is your flight plan. You can click on this, and right now we got a flight plan from our device here on the right hand side, but you can switch it to where an internal flight plan and actually set it up from here. So you switch that, add a waypoint. Right now I have it going to an approach, but we can switch that and we can do this, and you can actually switch and change it with the knobs if you want. But we'll say we want to go to RDU, enter, and there you go. Do a flight plan from there. Alright, if you want to go back to full screen, you can hit this button up here. I recommend, this is the way that's probably most people are going to want to fly, is to have this. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can click on this map down here and it'll pop up on the side, or you can hit this split screen on the top right hand and you'll have the map set up over you see all the obstacles on here, but that won't be showing when you're flying it. It shows you what your flight plan is right now, and you can tell it to, activate that leg from those two places, or there's also still the direct button, so you can still hit the direct button and hit activate, and you'll show that it says direct RDU on the bottom here. And then from here you can zoom in or zoom out with your fingers, or you can use the skinny knob on the right hand side to zoom in as much as you want. You can also move it with your fingers, which is great, and you can actually come and click on airports. And you click on airport info, and it comes up with frequencies and weather, and if you put it in here, it actually puts in your standby up here on the top, and you can switch them in. And there's always the back button, which you're going to use a bunch of times for anything. Either that, or you can click freely on the screen over on this side. So I'm moving the wider knob to the right, and you can see on the bottom as it moves from map to chart. So we have a VFR chart that follows along with you, and the same thing here. You can kind of move around and click on airports if you would like, and then you click on here to get the info for them. But you can see all airspaces and everything, zoom in and out the same way. Alright, and this also, you can switch with the menu to a IFR chart if you would prefer. Alright, and then we'll move on. We got the waypoint page. So right now the waypoint I have in here is Triangle North. We can switch this to KRD. Learn everything we want to know about that. And I'll give you the info, have gas, direction, the bearing to it. Got all your frequencies, runways, and layouts. You can also zoom in on this. See all that, weather not available, NOTAMs, and also, let's see, never mind, doesn't work in that section. Alright, we already showed you the flight plan page. You can add a waypoint as necessary. Also, you can change these things if you want to see certain delay distances between each other, or how long it is total, or what the time is. You can actually adjust all these as you want necessary here. Weather page. You got NextRad. Zoom in a little bit. You can actually double click on the side panel, and see, I use the back button a lot. You can double click on the side panel to get all sorts of information that you look for. Airmats, SIGMATs, PIREPs, turbulence, TFRs, lightning. I mean, you got all sorts of stuff you can look at. Also, you can scroll up and down on the side, but it's not loading at the moment. It'll take a long time to load where we are at the moment in this hangar. You got terrain. This will show you a side view here as you're going along, whether you're going to hit obstacles on your path. And then up here is kind of similar to the map. It's going to show you obstacles and terrain. It'll show in different colors. You have traffic page. That one's pretty straightforward for most Garmin instruments. If you've used one before, whether it's a 430 or a 650 or 750, it's going to show you the traffic. You can zoom in and out here, zoom in and out with the buttons here. You can zoom, and it'll show you traffic. You can click on the traffic. It'll tell them their tail number, where they're going, if they have that system. And then here you got GPS coverage at the moment.